feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of double X.
Positive Power 21.org Internet Radio.
You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast. You are listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I live in Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide.
Hey, what's up, family? What's up? Welcome to Late Night with Jerry Royce Live Worldwide, a.k.a. the Batman of Charm City. And my good friend coming out of St. Louis. That's right, St. Louis. Miss Kimmie. Kim Robinson is here. Let's hold tight, y'all. We got a special guest for you. That's right, she's a children's book author. I know a lot of us are always wishing we could write a book. That's right. It's not that easy, y'all. But Diana is here to talk all about her journey as a children's book author. So hang tight, y'all. Hang tight. Let's see how my good friend Kimmie Kim is doing real quick. How you doing, Kimmie Kim? What's going on with you?
I am great. How are you doing, Jerry?
I'm doing fine. Guess what?
What's that?
The cicadas are gone. They're gone.
Yay! So DC can live. It lives. I just realized what you were talking about now, because one of my childhood friends lives in DC, and I saw a statement on her post that says, "I didn't know that moving to DC means that I would be dying for these things." As she had a picture up there, I was like, "Ew, they look so icky."
I told you they got red eyes and look creepy looking. You know, they sneak up on you.
Ooh.
They hear you chilling. They just next thing you know, he's just riding on your shoulder. No warning or nothing.
Oh, so it's like going to Florida and getting adapted to being next to an alligator. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they finally gone.
I don't know if I could live in Florida after I heard that. It's like, no, I don't think I'm moving there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that can happen there too. I'm gonna tell you, I've been chilling on my deck, having a good old time, eating, drinking, eating ice cream, dinner. You know, I just miss being outside so much. I mean, they just was creeping me out to nowhere. Plus, my dog was eating them every time one fly on the deck, so I couldn't keep her outside. You know, so we had to keep her inside. So it was crazy. So it was over.
So they were good to her? She liked them?
Yeah, little animals. Yeah, little animals like them. Birds like them. The ants love them. Yeah.
Are they good for them?
Protein.
Ooh.
A lot of protein.
Ooh.
I guess they got some people said that were trying them, that was roasting them and putting them in chocolate, said it tastes like shrimp to them. I mean, I wasn't going to try to find out.
Are you serious?
That's what they were saying. Yeah, that's what they were saying. Rich for protein.
No, I can't do it.
I know I couldn't do it neither. Them little small, little 6 legs just moving all slow. They were creeping me out. It was too many of them. Well, it's over now. We're free.
Yes, I'm so glad to hear that, because I was praying that they leave D.C. because I want to come to D.C. this year. That's my goal.
Yep, they're gone. But you know what? I heard they're going to be popping up in other regions of the country in a few weeks, I heard. Yep. So now we get a chance to enjoy.
We're to the Midwest.
I'm not sure where. I just heard some scientists talking about that. But, you know, it's over for us. We got 4th of July coming. We are excited.
Yes. Barbecue and enjoying the family. And I'm loving that.
Fireworks and our weather's going to be great all this week. So I know our guest can contest all of this because she's up in New Jersey. So we have this very similar weather. Just like New York is, you know.
You have any plans for the 4th? What are your plans?
My wife usually take care of all of that. We have some friends that do the fireworks in their yard, so we probably stop by a few friends' house. And,
okay.
Yep. Just chill out, man, and relax. You know, that's what we do. Anyway.
So what is your favorite barbecue dish?
Actually, it has changed because you remember I don't do white meat or red meat anymore, so it's changed. This is whatever was available.
So you just do fish.
Whatever's available.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just take your leftovers because every once in a while I want me a rib.
Yeah, I had to move past that, But my guilty pleasure is fried food. So I do like fried shrimp and fried fish, and that's what I had for Father's Day. My wife treated me to fried fish on Saturday. No, Sunday we had fried fish. Saturday we had fried chicken and fried shrimp, but I just had the shrimp. The kids had the chicken. So that was my guilty pleasure.
Okay.
Yeah. And we do a lot of ice cream places. There's a lot of places out here have great snowballs and Italian ice and custard. So that's what we've been doing. Yeah, that's what we've been doing lately.
That sounds good.
Well, look,
I love Italian ice.
I know. Well, look, your guest is on the show tonight. She is all familiar with all those things because she got a little 2-year-old, and I know to make a baby happy, you just slap some ice cream in front of them, and they're gonna be happy. A happy camper.
Noises. Just give them some noises,
right?
Or something to do. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So we have.
I can't wait to meet her. Yeah, I have so much to ask because I like the fact that she was transparent enough to talk about how she struggled with reading, and that is so admirable.
Yeah.
So I'm just grateful. Yeah, people don't know that I used to stutter, so I had a speaking problem.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, she's
I was in speech classes and everything.
She's a very, very bright young lady, and we're looking forward to her. She's been contributing to Skeet Jones and the Magical Puppet Playhouse projects.
Awesome.
And she's a storyteller, animation, all that stuff. And she's moving into animation and all that good stuff. So she has a very strong, powerful background in theater and art and everything that she's learned in college. She was able to put it all together for her upcoming independent project. So she's here to talk to her. Her name is Diana Lee. What's up, Diana? Welcome to Late Night. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you again for having me, Jerry. Hi, Kimmie Kim. Nice to meet you.
You're welcome.
Nice to meet you, too. I read your wonderful bio, and it was so amazing. Thank you for giving us, me, the opportunity to fellowship with you.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I'm honored to be on the show.
Yeah, you're going to have a great time with her. We had her. She was on Kelly's show, TV show last weekend, and we had a great time with Diana. So you're gonna enjoy talking to her. And of course, I got a chance to talk to her behind the scene. She's also a runner. And she does things to try to take care of herself.
So that's it. That's your lane right there, running. I have always been a walker. I tried to run, but my stamina is not there. So I bow to the runners. But I'm a proud walker.
No, my bad. I think Diane, you was a kickboxer. You was a kickboxer, right? You was a kickboxer. Is that right?
Now you know what? I've always wanted to learn to kickbox. I have always wanted to do that.
Yeah,
I do like kickboxing. I did a class of that back in Atlanta.
I think it was another.
Yeah, I had fun kickboxing.
Yeah, that's when you had the injury and everything because it was another guest we had that was a runner who did the Baltimore Marathon, and we was talking about the hills and stuff.
Okay.
All right. So Diana was a kickboxer.
Oh, yeah. You guys are amazing.
Yeah.
Kickboxing is that's high energy right there. So I know we're gonna have a great time with that.
All right.
Said.
Well, I'm on mute, so you have a great show.
Kickboxer. I would just
Thank you, Jerry.
I took some kickboxing classes.
How was it?
It was fun. It was just different. It was cardio class, classes to get myself in shape. But, that's pretty much what it was. But then I ended up getting labral tears from kickboxing. So it kind of nipped a lot in the bud for a bit.
Oh, trust me. You woke up those muscles probably too. Oh, Lord. Well, my sister, thank you so much for this opportunity. You're so amazing. Like I said, I love educators. I love people who can really share their story and still have that security within themselves because we all deal with some form of disability. You just may not be able to see it. And I would never have seen that disability had you not talked about it. So I really applaud you for that. I'm tipping my head right now on that on that
thank you.
issue. And with that being said, can you tell the listeners who is Miss Lee?
Sure. Well, so my name is Diana Lee Santamaria, and I'm the author of the DLEE's World Bilingual Book Series. So it's a series that I created in 2014, so about 7 years ago.
Okay.
I started it while I was a teacher in the classroom. I have my master's degree in early childhood education, and at that time I was studying to get my master's degree, and I was also teaching pre-K. I was maybe in my 5th year, 6th. It could have been between my 5th and 7th year of teaching.
Okay.
And I was getting really inspired by my students, and I started analyzing all the books that they really enjoyed and the books that they didn't really like. And then, you know, a part of me was like, wow, maybe I should write books. So pretty much I took all of my creativity from when I was a kid. I always loved arts and stuff, the arts.
Absolutely.
And so I put that into use. I put that into use with my educational background, and I started creating this DLEE's world, right? So DLEE is actually me when I was a child, and I created myself into like a cartoon image with the help of my illustrator, and all the stories within her world are actually parts of my life. All the elements, like as far as like the characters, or they actually look like the people in my life. Like we turned them into cartoons, and the things the experiences that she goes through, like being afraid of the first day of school and those kinds of feelings of unsureness. Those are all things that I felt. So I put that into my stories, and I just take a lot from my professional experiences as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's just a little bit about me, you know, but besides being an author, I'm also a mother, and I'm a mother of a 2-year-old. And yeah, that's just a little bit about me.
Wow. And I love what you said, that you analyzed what fascinated children when it came to the reading and what they didn't like. Do you mind sharing some of your results? What did people, like the young ones, what did they enjoy reading the most about, and what did they not enjoy reading? Because I tend to believe sometimes parents tend to rub off the things that they were taught, and sometimes those things can be outdated.
Yeah, that was
so sometimes we have to do something differently. Yeah.
No, I agree, because there were some books that were like very old, like that were in our classroom library. Mind you, I worked in a more, let me see. So like more of an urban district. And so like we didn't have as many quality books, I would say. Right. And so, and a lot of the books weren't even reflective of like my students, you know. So a part of the reason why I pushed to work on my series is also to try to create those diverse books that we weren't seeing. So I'm sorry. Can you restate that question again? Because I kind of lost my train of thought.
No, sure, you're fine. No, I'm just asking, like, what were some of the results of when you were analyzing, like, the young people, they enjoy reading and which ones they did not like? And I'm always amazed about the new generation, what they like and don't like.
Yeah, so I don't remember exactly like the stories, like the title names, but what I do remember that they really enjoyed was like repetition, right? So if there's like some type of repetition where they can anticipate what's coming next, they get excited because, you know, even though they can't necessarily read yet at that age, because my series is geared towards children ages like between like 2 and 5, let's say. You know, they don't necessarily know how to read, some of them, right? But you know, it's fun for them to be able to guess what's next, right? Based on what they've read so far and those kinds of things. And a lot of times children learn best through repetition and through rhyme. And all of my stories have a rhyme, right? So like a nice flow.
That's
because
true.
children learn best through rhyme and song, right? It's so much easier for them to grasp. So those kinds of things I noticed. Like I remember there were certain books that had that repetition, and I tried to take from that, but to put my own spin on it, right? So included. So like DLEE's Bad Day, you'll that's one of the stories that I have, DLEE's Bad Day, and in that story there's a lot of repetition, right? So the kids can actually, remember what it was, and even if they're not reading it, they'll be able to like follow along and say the next part of the story. You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
Yeah. So I had noticed all those little things, and I was able to take that. Oh, another thing that I noticed is a lot of the stories that were like older, they didn't really have the vibrant colors, and I noticed that a lot of kids gravitated more towards that. So I made sure that all my stories had that in it, and playful characters. And then eventually, when I started reading the stories, I started animating my voice for each character, so that also brought life to the series, and that was something that the kids really enjoyed. And I have a character, his name is Mr. Mustache, and when I was actually creating the series, it was cool because I was able to kind of get feedback from my students before I actually put out the series. And yeah, so I would show them like, oh, this is one of my stories, and this is Mr. Mustache, and majority of the time I would have like a few kids that would be like, Mr. Mustache.
Oh,
funny, So
but that was so nice.
Right there, I knew. Yeah, it was so cute. And right there, I knew. I was like, okay, this is good, because they liked the story.
So you brought up that excitement because it was different. Yes, it sounded like it was a lot different. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they were excited too because their teacher made it, and now I'm like showing them, right? So, so they got to kind of see like the whole process and eventually see me have a book. Like, oh, remember when I was talking about this? Like, now here's the book. So yeah, it was a really cool experience.
And you know what? I've been talking to you. I just love your passion when it comes to young ones because they are our future. And it sounds like you are in your passion. That is so amazing. An educator, a writer, an author. What inspired you to start writing?
Well, the children really inspired me because I really never knew. I did a lot of things. I dabbled in a lot of things over the years. I got my bachelor's degree in speech communications because I was a very timid and shy child, and I kind of wanted to break out of my shell a little bit. I didn't know what I wanted to do. My friend mentioned that she was going for speech communications, and I was like, well, I guess I could do that because I am rather shy, and I do want to be and like do some public relations and stuff like that. And I'm gonna need to speak and in front of people, but I'm scared of it. So maybe I just do this for now and figure things out. So I got my bachelor's degree in that, and then all growing up, I had taken like tons and tons of art classes, so I loved art. And then later on, I started teaching because I had an interest in children and helping them learn. And then I ended up taking a small break and taking acting classes, and everything is like all over the place. And then all of a sudden, I started teaching again, and I'm like, I'm questioning myself, like, what am I doing? Like, how is this all going to come and connect? And then eventually it did. I got inspired while I was in the classroom to write these stories. Also because I struggled with reading when I was a kid, I knew that this was something I really wanted to do because I had trouble reading until my father figured it out, my parents figured out that I pretty much wasn't able to read when I was about like 9 years old in the third grade about. And he had to like sit me down and read with me, and it was a gruesome, like not gruesome, but like grueling experience. Like it was tough, okay, because I wasn't the kind of kid that got things easily. Like I was the kind of kid that you really have to work on with.
Same here. Me too.
Yeah, so it was hard, and my dad didn't really know how to work with me, but he was trying his best, and so it was a really tough experience for both of us, right? Because it was like tough on me because he's like, "Why aren't you understanding?" And I'm like, "I don't know," right? So he's like, "What don't you get?" I don't know. Like I don't know how to explain this, but So he would get upset with me thinking like I'm just messing around. But in actuality, I probably had some type of difficulty with learning. Well, I did have difficulty at that point in time. And it did take me a really long time to grasp it and to really get a hold on it. And even still now, sometimes I get a little bit nervous when I have to really read, because I find myself like hesitating a little bit and, questioning like the sound, like, am I saying this right? I guess maybe I'm a little self-conscious about it still as an adult. Although, I've gotten my master's degree and been in education for a long time, but, I still kind of feel like that, my own insecurity. But yeah, so just that in general, that was like something that really pushed me, because I'm like, I need to create something where kids can learn earlier on and have that enjoyment and love for literacy early on. I want to create something that they're going to enjoy and want to continue to grow with and want to continue to read with their families or in school, so that's pretty much kind of like what pushed it along even more. There's like a lot of different things that inspired me, but that one thing really hit home, because I was like, I do not want kids to experience what I had to experience, like learning with my dad later.
That is so amazing, because you're speaking about a lot of the urban children of today who don't enjoy reading the books that they are really been forced to read. Yeah. So when they see someone that looks like them, they become more inspired, they have a more positive reaction when they see somebody that they're reading about that looks like them. And like you said, unfortunately, we were brought up in books that didn't look like us. So it was really boredom. Yeah. It probably wasn't you, because I felt the same way. I don't know, it's boring. So sometimes I just read a book. This is me. I would just read the first 2 pages and the last pages. I would not read the entire book because it was boring. Those books at elementary so boring. It was like, are you serious? Do we have to read this stuff? What about books that look like me,
Yeah, I always thought that though. No, seriously, I agree, because there was always times when I look at the books and I'm like, I don't see myself. I want to see myself.
Exactly, that's what it was.
It wasn't only in books. It wasn't only in books too, like TV. I didn't see myself. Like, I wanted to see myself, especially if you want me to read these books. Like, can I see me? Is there anybody that
exactly? So you have a testimony to share with the young people now. See, I wrote these books because I was missing me, and I really admire you for that, because you could be doing other things. You could be doing things that wouldn't really influence today's leaders, but I really, really tip my hat off to you, and knowing that you have a passion for teaching, and we need that right now. So with that being said,
thank you.
What are some of the things you like to write about?
Besides DLEE, you mean?
Mm-hmm. What are your favorite subjects that you'd like to write about? Like when it comes to like the children's stories and things like that, what do you enjoy writing about?
Okay, so
like
for children,
how to do certain things.
Stories, so with my children's stories, I really kind of utilize the different objectives that are used in early childhood. Okay. I guess that's like, since I'm a teacher, like I use those objectives to help me create the story. So if I needed a book, let's say if I knew, so I know social emotional aspect in early childhood is a big thing. So, and the first day of school is a big thing, for kids, their first experience, and, that can really affect them in the later years, right? So it's important to have that positive experience. So with knowing that, I created a story that, showcases that, the little girl DLEE, which is me, right? My mom, by the way, called me DLEE. That's how I came up with DLEE. I'm Diana Lee.
That is so cute.
Yeah, nobody else
I was
going to
ask you that.
She's the only person. Yeah, she's
that is so cute.
Ever called me DLEE. And it's awesome though now, because sometimes kids will call me DLEE now, and it's so weird to hear, because I'm like, oh wow, they're talking to me. They're like DLEE, and I'm like, oh yeah, hi. Oh yeah, that's me, because I only heard that from my mom, So Sorry, I kind of like
wow.
track there.
No, I love it. Trust me. This is all about you today, honey. So tell me about the new project that you're working on, because I'm on your website and I love these illustrations. They are so amazing, and it makes me laugh when I see the book cover, these DLEE's Shapely Imagination. It makes me smile. You have so many wonderful, beautiful colors. You have the shapes, and it captures my attention. So I can only imagine what it would do for some, young people. So you got my attention. I enjoy reading. Yeah. So tell us more about this wonderful project. No, thank you for sharing this.
So DLEE Shapes of the Imagination is my latest book, and it was actually the first book that I had ever written, and it wasn't ready. So I kept on modifying it and modifying it for years. I would come back to it. I'm like, no, I don't like it. Like, my illustrator even did like a whole set of illustrations, and then I had him redo it all because I'm like, no, I don't like it. Like, there's something, it's not clicking. And then, eventually I was able to make it click. And I love that story because it's a silly story. And the thing about my books is that, yes, they touch upon key concepts, but I do it in like a fun way. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
especially with shapes, right? So a lot of times with shapes, you want children to not only know the shape name, but to understand the attributes of the shape. And that's sometimes hard because they'll know it's a triangle, but why is it a triangle, right? So they won't really know that.
Right.
So in this book, I kind of do that in a silly way. Like, DLEE basically becomes all the shapes, and it kind of gives you the wording for why it's that shape. But like I said, in a fun, playful way, because in the whole book, you have Mr. Mustache there guiding the reader along, and each shape, you'll see him in the corner with a different mustache shape. So, like, his mustache is changing and all different. Yeah, so I thought it was cute. I try to be very playful with the stories, not only with the colors, not only, but with the illustrations as well. Like, I guess because I am a big kid at heart, it's so much fun for me to put that into the stories, right? Because it's me.
Wow. This is amazing.
So yeah, that was my latest project, and sorry, go ahead.
No. I'm just amazed. This is so beautiful. The website.
Oh,
wow.
Thanks. So the one thing that my larger goal is to create a bilingual animated children's series, like for television. So that's my bigger goal. But, I'm working on it. I have no experience with any of that. Besides, I took an animation class, but I wasn't really good. And I only took one class. And that was recent when I was pregnant with my son. I actually took a class.
You may do well. Try it again. I think you'd be wonderful because you have that excitement. It's a natural excitement that you have, and I just see it coming out not only in your books, also in your plays. I see TV stories from these books, and I have one question: one of all the books that you have written so far, which one is your favorite, or do you have any favorites? Because you could say them all.
Yeah.
You have written so many.
No, I wouldn't say them all. I mean, I think one of my favorites is DLEE's Outdoor Countdown. That one didn't win any awards, but that one is a favorite of mine because I just like the flow of it. Like, to me, it was kind of cool that I was able to come up with that, because sometimes when I think about it and I read it, I'm like, wow, I wrote this? That's cool. Like, I'm surprised, it's so weird. So I'm so weird like that because, like, I also love to paint, and whenever I create a painting, I haven't done it in a while, but whenever I create a painting and I look back after making it, I'm like, how did I do that? Like, I have no idea how it came out, but it just does. But, like, I always look at it and I'm always, like, surprised. And then my husband, like, now he'll be like, why are you surprised? You've done this before. And I'm like, I know, but it's just, I just don't know how. Like, I don't know how I do it. I just do it. It's just like, when I do
because that's your passion.
Children.
It's your passion.
Yeah, I guess
it's your passion.
So it just comes out, like I can't explain it.
Mm-hmm.
And like I was just saying, like when I do assemblies with children, so I've been doing a lot of virtual assemblies. Like ever since COVID hit, I've been doing so many virtual events with kids in schools, right? And engaging the kids. And one of the biggest questions they asked me, one of the questions that they asked me the most is, how do you change your voice up for the characters? And I'm like, I really don't know how to answer that. Like, I just do. And
because you took acting classes, so now that's playing a part of that. So all of this is coming together. Right. You probably have so many different roles as an actress. Yes, everything's coming together. That's God. You are in your divine place. You're demonstrating the importance of reading in a fun way. We didn't have that. And I'm so grateful that you're showing that to the children because we didn't have fun reading. We didn't have those boring stories that will put you to sleep. I see why people will fall asleep when adults read those stories. It's boring.
Yeah, but not when I read stories. I just have to say that.
I bet they still awake. They're like, oh, wow. Can you read another one?
Yeah, my son does that. Like, it's funny because there's this one story that he has me read over and over. And it's because I do the voice like so strong, and it's a silly, silly voice, and I probably sound ridiculous, but he loves it. And then one day I was reading him the story, and my husband was on the phone with his friend, and he's like, "Oh wow, is that the TV?" And then he's like, "No, that's Diana reading." They're like, "Wow, she sounds good." And I was like, "Oh."
So you're a storyteller too. Okay, look at all these talents that you have from. You didn't want to read and you were shy, and now God is just highlighting your moment because He uses our weaknesses for our benefit. So I'm just so grateful that
definitely.
you are having the time of your life, and I'm so grateful to have this fellowshipping time with you. With that being said, what is your you say you teach kindergarten and first and second, or is it pre-K?
I taught pre-K. I actually have never taught kindergarten, but I did teach first grade 2 times.
Okay.
But pre-K is pretty much my area of expertise.
I love that because can you highlight some of the most important things that you have learned in that era? Because I really believe the first 5 years are crucial for children. That's how they become either dormant or they become exceptionally smart. And it's important as young moms or mothers understand that the first 5 years, you want to be reading to them. You want to teach them cognitive languages. Maybe if you don't understand that, get help from, some of your resources in the city where you live at. So can you explain to us why it is important the first 3 years? Because I just have to assume you already know. The reason I'm saying is we have listeners who are probably young moms, and keeping a 1, 2, 3-year-old busy is all around. It's an all around slot. It is, and I've been there. But that is when they're exploring, they're trying to figure things out. So tell us more about that.
I mean, the beginning stages of childhood, being, 1, 2, 3. I mean, I taught basically from 3 on, but it's so important when they start going into school that they see an adult that's in their life, right? That's very nurturing, flexible, kind, and understanding, right? Because they're doing all these things for the first time. Like, we had time, right? So they're like, for example, you have to think about it. So if they're 3 years old, they've only been around 3 years, So
come on,
they're learning.
Tell me, my sister.
They're exploring, and they need you to be nurturing. They need you to be understanding that they're going to make mistakes and it's okay. They're going to have accidents and that's okay. And it's although it's upsetting to us and we have our bad days, as parents, as educators, we can't bring that into the classroom. Like, we have to be our best. I know it's hard because there's times when it's like, oh my God, I'm feeling not good, like how can I be that person if I don't feel like that? But it's like, you have to leave everything at the door and kind of just bring your A game, because they didn't do anything to you, they're just so eager and you don't want to crush that.
Yes.
So like I said, you really just have to nurture their interest. So if they're interested in something, you got to bring that out more. So if they really like books, start putting books all around, books. That's what I did with my son. Like, I put books in the play area. I put books. It doesn't even have to be just on the bookshelf. Like, I just put books everywhere, and he started gravitating towards them. And I saw him opening up the book. So whenever he would open up the book, I would use it as a learning, like a learning moment, So even in the classroom, same thing. You have your books there. You have your word wall. You have things, and then the kids will eventually gravitate toward it, ask you questions, and that's when you get them, right? So that's when you're like, oh, absolutely. I see that you like this book. Let's read it together, and then you do that, and then you have like a craft or activity that you do based on the book, and it makes them more excited. So you don't just leave it there. You just read the book and leave it there. You read the book, and you're like, ask them questions, and that's when you start asking them some, like, little questions here and there, and then like open-ended questions to get them really thinking. So these are all little things that as a parent you can do. Even it doesn't have to just be in the classroom, but it's super important just to like I said before, just take whatever it is that they're interested in and continue to like push that, but I mean, don't push it to the point where they're not interested anymore, but just like, give them the things that they like. So if they really like drawing, get them art materials and start working, have draw with them. And then, eventually you can write letters with them or draw different pictures based on, some of the stories that you read. Oh, I saw that, there was that triangle shape. Maybe we can draw a triangle together. Do you want to try? And, bring out stencils. There's so many things you can do. Wow. You know what I mean? Like, it's endless. It's endless what you can do with a child because they're so eager to learn. It's like, you don't even have to do much. They want to explore. In my experience, like, they usually do. And even the shy ones, they still want to engage with you. That's what I said. Like, it's important for whoever it is that's in the classroom to be friendly, to be nurturing, because the kids feel your energy. Like, they totally do. So if you're like not a nice person, they're not going to gravitate towards you. You have to have that good energy for them to really want to be around you.
My sister, it sounds like it's time for you not only to read books, but go in and help those educators and the parents to understand the importance of bringing the A game. You don't feel like it. We need more people like you in the classrooms because it is very tedious, it is very demanding, and it's very stressful for both. But like you said, we are educators, and they've been in this world for 3 or 4 years, so they're going to make mistakes. And the parents need to have more, grace, more patience. And I love that about you. So what's next with my DLEE? What's going on? What's next with DLEE? I can't. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not the mom. I like that name, though. I like that. I really like that name. Oh.
Thank you. What's next? I mean, I'm still writing. I'm working on my script. I'm trying to like perfect it. I actually trying to figure out how I can create like a really good. I'm trying to think of what it's called. Sorry, I kind of have like I was gonna say a brain fart.
Or okay.
But I'm working on my script and I'm trying to like perfect this animated series and really come up with something that's solid. So not only do I want it to include the elements of the stories, but I also want it to be like a fun bilingual series. So I know we had Dora the Explorer at one point, but it's like that's been over for a long time.
It's gone now. I miss Dora.
Yeah,
we need something else.
Yeah.
I used to love Dora. Dora was cool.
Yeah, I like the music. But yeah, I think it's time to come up with something new and fresh. And so I've been working on something where I kind of feel like it's a mix of like, it's basically I want to create something where it's like kind of like a mix of Blue's Clues, a mix of the old Pee-wee's Playhouse. Hold on one second. Amazon Alexa just turned on in my background. Hold on. Alexa, stop.
Alexis, we're not talking about you right now.
I know, right? Who's talking to you? She was playing.
They got used to your voice. Oh, wow. Well, I can't hear it. So, my sister, where can people find you? Like if they want to buy your books or they want to read your books or buy them or ask you to do a special event on for their school, or it could be a church or any type of function. Where can people find you?
Yeah.
And how can you be reached?
Well, I have a website, www.dleesworld.com, where they can, if they were interested in booking me for, let's say, an assembly or a school event or a church event or something like that, they'd be able to go on there. And there's areas where you can find that, like contact me and stuff like that. The books can be purchased on Amazon.com. They also are on BarnesandNobles.com, but you could also access that through my website. I actually have my videos on my website as well. I have some of them, but I also have a YouTube channel where they just have to type in my name, Diana Lee Santamaria, and everything would pop up.
Oh, that's
I'm
beautiful.
still working on building the YouTube. Like I mentioned
Keep
before,
on building,
I'm a
girl.
shy, so
don't stop.
So it's been like I kind of like was a little hesitant to do the YouTube because I felt kind of I guess unsure of myself putting myself out there like that and being silly in front of people. It's like, oh, do I really want to do that?
Well, it sounds like you almost there based on this interview. Based on this interview that I'm having with you, I'm having a great time, and you're so open. I think you'd be great. Try it. You never know who's watching.
Yeah, you never know.
You're so amazing.
So
with that being said,
I try to throw myself in things. Go ahead.
Well, but I just love your energy for your passion. You love to read and write, and you love children, and we need more people like you. And to have a positive effect on YouTube. That's where, unfortunately, a lot of young moms are going for advice, and to see that they see a DLEE that looks like them and they can really see your stories. Oh, girls, please do. We need more positivity on YouTube because we have a lot of negativity. And I think you'd be great. I mean, who would not want to hear this wonderful, cheery voice? Your voice keeps my attention. Really, you have a very nice speaking voice. So yeah, I think you do great, and I would try my best to reach you out. Are you on Facebook and Instagram and things of that sort?
Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I do have an Instagram and a Facebook. They can find me at DLEE's World. It's very easy. Just DLEE's World.
Okay. And I just want to. It's really hard to interview you with so much things going on in 50 minutes, but we will definitely keep in touch. But I would like for you to pray us out. But before you pray us out, I would like for you to give us a nugget for parents when it comes to, raising a pre-K so that person can become productive, because I'm going to be honest, I am guilty. I was bringing some of the old ways that I was taught, and it didn't work. And sometimes we do have to try new things that is more effective and something that will win. not something that's just brought into our lives because that's how we were raised from our parents. So I would like to give a nugget of that and then pray us out. Yeah, that's important.
It definitely is important. Did you ask a question there? Sorry, because for some reason it kind of cut in and out, and I wasn't hearing it.
Oh, sure. Not only if you just give us like some, a nugget on what we can do with upbringing our children, and if that's okay with you, that would be great.
I mean, something to do, or just keep in mind that, like I had mentioned before, that they've only been around for a certain amount of time. So you have to really be patient, and it is so difficult. Believe me, I have a 2-year-old, and my 2-year-old has so much energy. I actually never thought I was going to have a child with that much energy because I was so quiet as a kid. I thought I was going to get a quiet one, but I didn't. And I always wonder what I did during pregnancy. I'm like, what did I do during my pregnancy? And I have this this kid that's a ball of energy because I was totally not like that. And neither was my husband. So it's like, having that patience is so important. And I know it's so difficult, but just to always keep in mind that they've only been here for a short amount of time. They're going to make mistakes, and to let them know that it's okay to make mistakes. And that's something that in the classroom, when I see kids are struggling, I'm like, that's okay. It's okay to struggle. I said, you know why? Because you're only going to get better and better and better the more you try. I said, that happened to me. I used to struggle all the time. It was hard for me to learn certain things, and sometimes I still have trouble when I have to pick up new things and learn these new things. And it takes a lot from me to do that because I'm scared all the time. But I'm like, you just have to keep trying, and just kind of encourage that it's okay to make mistakes. Like, adults make mistakes. We don't know everything. And that's one thing that I really stress when I'm in the classroom with my students is that I don't know everything. It's okay if you don't.
I don't either. That's cool.
Yeah. And I'm always like, you know what we can do if we don't know something? We can Google it. So let's do that. And we do that. We do it together. Like, I don't know it either. It's okay. And, just kind of like showing them that even as adults, we don't have all the answers. We don't know everything. That's okay. And they don't need to at that moment either. Eventually they'll get it. And and that's the process. And, just showcasing that. It's important.
Wow, my sister, I really want to thank you so much for coming on. This has been a great time because we are in the midst of, the COVID and going through the different virtual classrooms, and you just given us great things we can do better, not only as, parents or grandparents, but if you see a young child, how to relate to them. And I really thank you so much for that wonderful information. Is there anything else you would like to say before we leave?
No, just thank you for having me on your show. I really appreciate you taking the time to chat with me, and I found this really fun. And that's it.
Well, I'm the honor one because I learned so much, and I want to definitely make sure that I follow DLEE's World on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. And what is your channel name on YouTube? I'll make sure I follow you.
It's just my name, Diana Lee Santamaria.
Okay, I will be following you. And I just want to thank you so much for this opportunity to fellowship with you. And my name is Kimmie Kim, and thank you so much for coming on with me. And I'm co-hosting on behalf of Jerry Royce Live. And Jerry Royce, I thank you so much for this opportunity. And please listen to my sister DLEE. Her advice on upbringing children is so amazing. I really believe that we must be more patient with children as well. And so with that being said, I just want to thank you so much for this opportunity, my sister. And I'm trying to say your last name, but I'm not going to attempt, so that's why I've been calling you DLEE. I have. Okay. People don't know that, but I stutter. Is it Sam? Oh, how do you pronounce your last name, my sister?
I mean, you can say Santamaria. It's Santamaria.
Oh, Santamaria. Oh, that's easy. Okay, Santamaria. Okay.
Yeah, it's easy.
Well, I just people don't know I have a stuttering problem, and I'm like you. There's still things I'm still learning how to say. I have a complex because I was the one that would get called into speech therapist in fifth and third, fourth, and fifth grade. And so I'm like you. I still have a little complex. So, thank you so much for
me. I get it.
But it's all love. We will definitely still be in touch because I love what you're doing, and I would love to follow what you're doing and send people who need some books that look like us your way. And this is not the last time you're going to hear from me. And I just want to thank you so much for this opportunity. You. And you're amazing. Thank you so much, my sister. And be blessed,
thank you, Kim. I appreciate that. Yes. Have a good night. Thank you.
Good night. And that is it, folks. We had a beautiful sister, Miss Santamaria, on and talk about her wonderful collection of books. Please follow her on YouTube, on Instagram, and Facebook, and her website I love. You would love the website too. It is DLEEsworld.com. It is so amazing and brightful and very colorful. I love color, so I think you would love it too. So with that being said, Jerry Royce, you can take us out. And I just want to thank you once again for this opportunity. And let's roll.
Can you feel the power? Can you feel the power? Feel the power of double X.
Positive Power 21.org. Internet radio.
You're listening to Jerry Royce Live Worldwide Podcast.
Hey, my name is Davis and I'm from Haiti, but I live in Dominican Republic. I'm here, Positive Power 21, Jerry Royce Live Worldwide.
We are one in Christ. We are one in Christ. Hello, everybody. This is Remedy John, a gospel artist from Nigeria, Africa, and you're actually listening to Jerry Ross Live Worldwide Podcast. You don't want to miss this great show. Hook up, hook up, hook up. God bless you. God bless you.